sorry. My first plug. That doesn't look good. Oh, that's fourth. Oh, are you bad? It gets me a little fired up when I see comments like that. I've only done this for like 3 days and I'm ready to go back to the barn. Good morning. Today is the day that all my bottle lambs, who are so friendly, are going to not like me very much. We have officially made it to 5 weeks old, and I typically like to wean around this age. And I can confidently say that this whole group is at least 5 weeks old. Some are a little bit older. The nice thing about how this group lambed, even though at the time felt chaotic, when you get to this point and beyond, it's really nice because it's such a tight group. So it's not like you're gonna leave any behind. They're all very much ready to wean. Not that you would know it this morning because it's a bit of a traffic jam. We're gonna switch to water, much cheaper. They look good though, very big lambs. Very proud of this group. How you got in? Mom. I let them have their last supper, last breakfast, because I was feeling bad. But now, we are going to wean. I'm sorry. Stop drinking. It's making me feel bad. Another cool thing, we lost a couple of these somewhere, and it was a weekend, so I knew I wouldn't be able to get these anywhere, and I needed them. So Mark 3D printed it. It's just a little hook. And he didn't think it would last because it's plastic, but it's pretty thick. And it lasted. Yeah, all you can drink water. Might move the nanny down a bit. So the nanny does have to stay because we have the second cycle lambs. They are not weaned yet. They're too young. Under here. The nanny is officially on holidays in this group. They're gonna be good until tomorrow morning, and then we will see the difference on how much they hate me. Right now they're curious, so it's just something new, which works in our favor. I am just about to start planting our first soybeans of the year. Mark is gonna get me retrained because I need trained every year because I forget. I cannot retain this stuff year to year, especially with all the technology. So this is pretty simple, but I like to do things right and not get in trouble. So he's going to take me probably for a few rounds. We'll probably calibrate, and yeah, he's got a day of corn left, and I'll have like a day of soybeans in. It's a beauty day. You got to take advantage. I think it's safe to turn on this device. I never want to do it too quickly when I start a field for the first time in a year. But we are planting. This is a air seeder. So we plant our soybeans with this, and we also plant our wheat with this. We've planted our canola with it, and we've also planted our hay with it. So very multi-purpose. And it's one of the only devices that Mark trusts me on, so that's kind of a bonus. He is just headed back to the farm to grab the corn planter, and he's gonna go hopefully finish. If we don't finish today, the weather looks pretty decent till Tuesday, so he'll for sure finish tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of nice. So I can have some soybeans planted when he finishes corn, and then I don't know what's happening. If he will take over for me planting soybeans, or if he'll just let me do this and he'll continue with spraying. Because the problem with Mark this time of year, he almost needs a clone. Like, he needs someone that can spell him off so he can do the other stuff that needs done. So this is one job I can do. Now what we'll need to get done after this is rolling. So we have a roller, and what that does is just knocks down any stones that might get popped up by this thing. And it also smooths it out for our combine head, because it lays pretty flat to the ground. So between the stones and just the uneven ground, we don't want a lot of extra stuff coming into the header on the combine, causing problems. Can't really see behind me to know if I've got a plug, and that's what I'm supposed to be looking at. We do rely on a few things when we're using this machine. Number one, we do have like a little portable modem. I'm calling a modem, I don't really know the term. It's basically got a SIM card in it, and it's for cell service. So we run the tractor, it's steering itself. And all I do is turn on the ends. And it's also, on some of our equipment, Mark has like things pre-programmed into it. So sometimes he does variable rate seed. Quite often he does variable rate seed, variable rate fertilizer. So we're really, when I say we, I mean he really is getting down to the fine details of inputs because of price. And he's also spending a lot of time with our agronomist making up like prescription maps. So he could talk more to it, but basically our agronomist has been working over the last couple of years doing soil testing and nutrient testing, all the things, and he's divided all the fields into little grids or zones, and he can actually tell Mark, give Mark a map, and Mark can put the map in our system as to like how many seeds per acre, how much fertilizer, and what fertilizer to put down with the seed. Even any pre-plant stuff, he can do that too. So we're getting into very micromanagement, I guess you could say, for our crops. And basically the reason is everything is growing crops anymore with the cost of land, cost of equipment, cost of seed, cost of fertilizer, cost of chemical is astronomical. So yeah, he's fine-tuning every year. It's quite amazing. We are sitting at 7:15. Mark is down to his last probably 30 or so acres of corn, and then we will be done corn. I have I have those seed bags, but I have full seed bags in the back. It is the only corn we have left, so we're hoping it's enough. He's done the math and he said it should be lots, but the only problem is just not really sure when he's gonna need it. He said a couple hours, and that was a couple hours ago, so I'm gonna head to the field and probably spend the evening date night with Hubs in the tractor. I did get my field complete almost complete. Mark wants to do the headlamps. He doesn't want me to do them. I told him I would. And he said, not today, Sandy. If you admitted it. I know, I just got those out yesterday. A rodeo? Morning from the field. I am going to be sitting here all day. This is our biggest field, all the way over to that side road there. So Mark did the headlands for me yesterday, bless. And he also gave me the afternoon off yesterday because it was Mother's Day. So I ended up having a really good quiet day. I hung out with Jess for a little bit. And then last night my sisters and I took my mom out for supper. So a lot of driving, but very quiet. And I don't usually get to do that on Mother's Day. Usually Mother's Day we're in the fields, which we were, but Mark got to a point where he could do it by himself, which is great. This field's really close to home, which is nice, so when I run out of seed, which won't be for a few hours, I don't have to go very far. Like, the barn is literally right through those trees. Also nice to be close to home. In case there's problems, I can just like walk home. Anyway, we're gonna be helping Mark most of this week, and if it's a good week, it's supposed to be really good weather-wise, then we should be done soybeans like in a few days. They are calling for rain tomorrow though, so we'll see. My first plug. That doesn't look good. Update, we had a pretty major plug, the biggest one I've had yet in the 2 days I've run this thing. It is so dusty that I'm supposed to watch my mirrors, and my mirrors are completely a cloud dust, so I can't see when I'm like dragging material. The only time I can see it is when it sort of gets bad enough that it comes out the front, and then by then it's really plugged. I worked away at it for a while, called Mark, he was on the sprayer. I had to wait for him to be available to come and help me, and by the time he got here, I literally had just got it unplugged. We're going now. It's Monday. Good morning. I left you guys high and dry yesterday. Not really intentionally, but my day didn't change. I was on that tractor seat from 8 in the morning till like 8 last night. Same field. So luckily for me, that was the only plug we had all day. Not luckily for my back and my neck, because I sat sideways all day thinking that there would be a plug any second, but there wasn't. So we got that big I think it's a 172 acre field, so we got it done last night, and then Mark rolled till late, and now we're heading to another field. We didn't think we'd be in the fields today because we're supposed to get rain overnight, but we only got like a little drizzle, so like not even enough to make the gravel wet. So I think we're gonna head down here and do a field that is really hard to plant when we do get rain. We just want to get it done before we can't get in there. So he has already gone down with the roller, and I'm gonna meet him right now with the seeder. I am on the roller. Mark is actually doing headlands in the field behind the creek back there. Why we roll after we plant beans is really because of I think I've talked about this already. If I haven't talked about it, it's because we want any stones we've missed with the loader, like just picking them up by hand, or small ones that you can't get. The roller packs them down, and we want it packed down, and we want it very smooth because our combine head is called it's flexible, and it really rides on the ground. So if you've got a stone, it's going to pick it up and it's going to wreck the combine. So rolling is very, very, very important. This farm is one that we rent that's not family. It's sort of two farms, our neighbor and his mom's place. And yeah, we've been renting it since Mark and I took over, for sure. It is our wettest farm because we aren't, we don't have any say as to what happens with this ground except for management. So it should probably be tiled. Probably the highest maintenance field in terms of like beating the weather. So that's why I think last year this backfield was the last one we could get at, and it was in June because we got rained on. So that just shows you how long it takes. Field tile is so important for drainage when you get those heavy rains in the spring. So yeah, that's why we want to get this done today before we do get any rain. If we do, it just might dry out, which we don't want either. I ran it almost out for you.
Yeah, there's probably a bag still in this one. Oh, there, I think.
There is no better feeling than finishing a field that is like your most challenging field every year. And we are done it, and we didn't get rain. It sort of threatened a couple times, but nothing really amounted to anything. But I wanted to just stop for a second and just show you the apple tree. Sometimes we get so busy and we don't take the time to see like the seasons change right in front of our eyes, because we are just so focused on beating the weather, getting our crops in the ground, because it's so stressful. It's such an investment every year, and we're really just at the mercy of the conditions around us. So we're just always rushing. And I was just putting this, I was folding this up, and I kind of just looked to my right, and I'm like, it's beautiful. And I just happened to be in this field on this day when this guy is in like full bloom. So anyway, we do have really good jobs if we just sometimes slow down and literally smell the roses. Just look around. Spring has just popped in the last week or two, and we finally have leaves on the trees, and the dandelions are growing, and everything's greened up. I wait all winter for this, and then we sort of miss it because we're just so busy. So anyway, that's just me kind of rambling on, but it's just so pretty. Good morning. I am back on the roller. We're doing pretty good. We didn't get any rain. Literally, Mark saw the white cloud right behind him last night in this field, so it hit the road behind us, but it missed us. So he finished this field late last night. I helped him fill around 9 or 9:30, and then he came back out and finished. I think he only had like 11 acres left. So we're in good shape. I think we potentially could be done planting today. It's only like May 14th today, and we could be done soybeans. That's like unheard of. It just has gone really dry for us. So I think the saying is plant in dust and your bins will bust. The thing they forget in that saying is that it eventually has to rain. I wanted to talk to you guys about this yesterday, something that I saw online when I was drinking my coffee. After a very long day, Monday, in the fields, not steering my tractor, I was exhausted and sore. And this poor girl, her name is Zoe, and her channel is Farm with Zoe. I believe she has a YouTube channel as well. I follow her on Instagram pretty religiously. I will put her channel in the description. She's a young woman who's taking over her family's farm, and she does such a good job just sharing the business behind it, marketing, what she learns, how she learns technology. She shares everything in regards to her farm and her farming life. Right now she's doing a lot of content in her tractor while she's planting, and she uses GPS, much like us, and she uses like auto steer and technology to help us do a lot with very little human capacity. And she got a comment. What really sort of made me sad was that it was a woman commenting on this young woman who is getting into this field, which is not easy. It's not easy physically, it's not easy mentally. You couldn't support just a fellow woman in a historically male dominated industry. Like we couldn't do that for that girl. A huge shout out to Zoe, and she doesn't let it get to her. I just have that feeling that she kind of laughs. It's like water off a duck's back. I'm not that way. I took it very personally as a woman and as someone that has been either in a barn or in a field since I was old enough to reach the pedals, and I took it very personally, and I think I took it personally more because it came from a woman. I'm like, why couldn't you have just championed this girl, this young woman? it really frustrates me, and it's the one thing about social media that really gets me discouraged. Anyway, sorry about my little rant. It gets me a little fired up when I see comments like that, because I think we have to keep up with technology really for the cost of everything. We need to, I talked about this I think earlier this week, we're really micromanaging everything at this point because costs are astronomical anymore. This is my view here of where I'm rolling, and like literally you can't really see where I'm going. This guy keeps me, sorry about the flashy, but this keeps me on track. And you know, every time you overlap even a foot on an 80-acre field, that's a huge amount of fuel that we're just spending that we don't need to. Between that and extra seed when you're overlapping, and even just safety, sometimes like you cannot see. There's so much dust and debris in the air when it's really dry like this, and or even at night when we're fatigued. This thing keeps us on the straight and narrow. I think the lady said it was a vacation sitting on the tractor seat and not having to steer. It's actually not. I was turned around this whole time the other day because I was afraid the seed drill was gonna plug. So I woke up yesterday morning really sore neck, sore back. I think what people forget is because of this technology, we're doing more with less people. So we're doing this for longer every day. Like we're working longer hours, so we're very fatigued. We're really starting to max out our capacity as humans. There's so much going on up here that, you know what, if we can press a button to just keep us straight in the middle of a field, to maybe save some money and some energy just upstairs, that's maybe not a bad thing when we're producing food. I've only done this for like 3 days and I'm ready to go back to the barn. The one thing about people like Zoe, women like Zoe that are sharing their farming journey, young women, is that for every one Brenda out there commenting, there's probably, you know, 20 little Sarahs or Ilas that are watching that video and saying, that is really cool. Like, she's using technology to drive that tractor. That's really cool. That's maybe something I would be interested in doing, or maybe I want to work with Zoe or someone like Zoe. I guess at the end of the day, we can get discouraged and think that everyone is against us, but most of the time, 90% of people are very interested, curious, want to know more, didn't know something and are wowed. And there's also some little girls out there that are inspired. I hope people like Zoe and me continue to face the negativity and post anyway, because there's people that are watching. They're just the quiet, positive ones. This should be fun. I just finished my field, by the way. Mark wants me to move the big tender truck undercover, just in case it rains. We are at a field pretty far away now, so okay, here we go. First, okay, first gear. Are we gonna go in first or are we in reverse? Alright. Do we attempt second? Oh, that's fourth. There we go. I'm giving all women truck drivers a really bad name right now. I'm sorry. Good enough. We did it. Good news. We just had what is hopefully the last fill up of Plant 2025. We have, I think he said he has 17 acres left. and I am going to be right behind him with the roller here. So it is about, what time is it? It's 5:21. So we will talk again when we are done. We did it. We finished. Mark actually just got me on the radio when he was finishing up here, and he said he doesn't think he's ever been done planting everything by May 14th. Don't know what that means. I'm hoping we still only have to plant once and we have no replants, which is always sort of a farmer's curse of being done too early. We do it to ourselves. We just assume the worst is going to happen. But if it doesn't, we are so happy to get this done. We are supposed to get a pretty good chance of rain tomorrow, which we really do need. We're glad it held off this long, but stuff's really getting dry. All right, I'm gonna head home, and I think Mark and I are gonna have a celebratory beverage. What do you got on you, Piper?
Bulldog. Come on, Kinsey. Hop in, make it a trifecta.
She's such a patient big sister.